As we get closer to finals, it becomes more and more apparent that teachers are handing out more assignments with stricter deadlines. But what do students think about that? I talked to 4 Liberty students about things they wish teachers knew about themselves, along with some helpful tips for teachers from students as we draw closer to the end of the school year.
Some things I wish teachers knew about my school life is that uh, a lot of times students can be like very involved in extracurriculars. Like sometimes like I go like weeks with like I'll come home at 9 o'clock every night, and then having like a boatload of schoolwork to like go into that like every night. It can be like sometimes at times overwhelming. It's just like impossible to both like sleep and do all this work and like also participate in extracurriculars. So like I just wish teachers were sometimes more understanding of that and gave out like less work.
I wish teachers knew how stressful school is and how much time we put into how much we do in extracurriculars, and that I really don't have a lot of time for a bunch of extra homework and extra work.
Some things I wish teachers knew about my home life is that I am also busy there too. Like, I have so much going on. Again, school isn't my only thing. Like, I do so much more.
My parents still believe that teachers only give small amounts of homework, so they can give me 30 minutes of time to do homework at my house, and then I have to do chores, eat food, and then go to sleep.
I wish teachers knew that my home life is very limited. I don't have much time to spend at home, balancing my extracurriculars and homework. It's a lot of just eat dinner, get what you need to get done, and then go back to school in the morning.
Some things I wish teachers knew about my home life is that it can be really challenging to get motivated at home to like do schoolwork, and that giving a lot more class time to do that work like in class is like really beneficial, especially like for students like me who like really lack motivation when they get home. It's like almost impossible like to do schoolwork.
Teachers are definitely accommodating. A lot of my experience has been that more of the arts teachers are more accommodating to their students. I think it's because it's more of a choice class than a necessity, and for the teachers whom students must be in class, they aren't as accommodating to their students.
I think a lot of teachers are very accommodating of teachers and their students. I think sometimes, like especially around finals, every teacher is obsessed with getting all their classes like made up and pushed through, and then like at that time, every teacher is just giving out so much work, and like it becomes impossible like to keep up with every single class.
I do think teachers are understanding and accommodating, especially these past 2 years. I think it's gotten better. Like my freshman year is definitely harder. There are more strict deadlines and rules, but now that COVID has happened, I feel like everyone's kind of relaxed a little bit, and it's been really helpful.
Some ways teachers can help their students is definitely giving more class time to work on schoolwork, stuff like that. And like checking in individually with each student. Like I think a lot of students are like too shy to go up and tell their teacher that like they're falling way behind. But I think when a teacher like goes up and asks like, honestly, how are you doing in this class? I think a student is way more open to talk about how they're behind or like they might need additional help and stuff like that.
Something that teachers can have conversations about with their students is maybe just ask how they're doing, spend some time just talking about how you're feeling, and then slowly ease into what you're doing in class. So then students don't feel overwhelmed, but they still can talk about the feeling and they can still get to what they're supposed to do in class that day.
I think the biggest thing teachers can do to help their students are just having flexibility. A lot of the time, I don't have enough time to finish assignments, as in reading 2 chapters every night, or getting the study guide done within 3 days. So just having a flexibility in assignments and schedules would be very nice.
Some things teachers can do to help their students is, again, just continue the accommodations, and I really appreciate the loose deadlines that they give, and I appreciate that late work is accepted and stuff like that.
Teachers should definitely be talking a lot in class about like mental health awareness and not like overloading or overstressing yourself. I think it's a good thing that people at Liberty are like pushing to like students to belong and to like do multiple activities and take AP classes, like go take like AP tests too. But then when you do all that, you can be putting a lot of stress on yourself, and I think it's to talk about that. You don't need to like overwork yourself just to be an outstanding student. You're like already good on your own.
I think teachers should have more conversations in class about managing schedules and about mental health and how time really plays a part in how you are healthy.